Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of United Goal. I am your host, Awod Jabel, together with my colleague, the one and only Mr. Sanchez here. And today we'll be talking Masters transfer, summer transfer for Manchester United. And okay, I'm so excited because we've just had a breaking news. I know you've heard it, you've read about it on the social media platforms, and I know quite a number of you are aware of what has happened. And there's the big announcement about our first signing of this season, which I think is an eye-opening. It's a green light. It brings some hopes to the Manchester United family, and we are so happy. We are so happy. Personally, I feel happy about it. I don't know what about you. You can let us know what you think about our new signing, Mount, on the comment section, and we'll appreciate. Sanchez, what do you think about the breaking news that we've just heard now?
Yes, how are you guys again? We're back again, happy to be here. Yeah, exciting news finally. Unajua, tumekuwa tukichungulia. Mimi ni mtu wa Sky Sports sana. Nimekuwa nikichungulia huko kwa muda sioni kitu bana. At least yani jana when the news broke, I was very very happy. I was very excited. Ni jana ndo nilifanya kupata kidogo fununu. Anyway, doesn't matter. Mount will be a Man United player. We've read. I know you also know. Sisi ndo tunawaambia. Najua nyinyi pia mwajua. Here we're just to react on it, give opinions. Kwa wale ambao wanafurahi kama huyu anasema anafurahi, mimi kwangu ni kuchill tu. Hiyo ni mambo madogo bana, Man U bana. Standards ziko wapi? Mason Mount shouldn't be a name that gets us over the moon at here. It's a standard signing at best, yeah. But yeah, you know, the reality that is ailing Manchester United kama tulivyogusia on the last episode, it's fine to see something, unaona kidogo kinafanyika in the background. So yeah, we hope for more, like we see, like my dear hapa amesema kuwa we are coming to you to today whenever you are watching this, to bring you issues mostly pertaining transfers. Now it's kind of coincidental and it's also kind of exciting. Well, we did what we did the last time na Universe respond na something, at least tunakuja tunasema tumefanya kitu, but more is still yet to be done. Yeah, more is still yet to be done.
Okay, right now I've just read a few comments, and people have reacted to this in so many different ways. To some, they think we've lowered our standards as Manchester United. To some, they think it's okay. It's at least we'll get somebody who is off the ball is an upgrade of Eriksen, which is it's okay. But the question is it the right time? Do we really need to sign him now? Because I believe, like, if you're having problems, you're having a deficiency in your team, there's a protocol, there's a way in which you're supposed to react. There's some problems which you need to solve in a logical manner, in that you start with the most immediate one, the most prominent one. As you narrow down, you don't have to start from behind. And that's why most people feel disappointed somehow with us signing Mount at this time. Okay, in our team, we have so many deficiencies. We lack a lot. Like I said some time back, we are 6 to 7 players away from getting our stability. We are 6 to 7 players away from getting our momentum back. And in the transfer market, we've not done okay. We are not okay, though the market is still open. So let's start from the goalkeepers. Yeah, that's one area that we really need to do something. And so far we've seen our manager, Ten Hag, is focused on getting Onana, and Costa was also on the picture. So what do you think, Costa or Onana? What's your take? Who do you prefer? Yeah, Sanchez.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, we are linked strongly to Onana. Everyone seems convinced he's the one. He's the one who should be walking through the doors and taking De Gea's position as our number one goalkeeper. I personally rate Diogo Costa more, the goalkeeper from Porto, to Onana. I think if I'm to compare Onana to Costa, for me, I'd prefer Costa. But you know, the thing is, I trust Ten Hag, and even with the Mount deal, we're going to touch on Mount more as we go up the pitch. We're starting from the keeper, and the keeper position has to be sorted if you're going to be serious about improving next season. And De Gea was not going to be the answer to that happening. And it's fun to see that we're actually taking initiative. And yeah, hopefully we follow this Mount news with the signing of a keeper. I think that will be exciting for me, because finally now it will indicate the club is supporting Ten Hag's vision. The vision being we need to be playing Ten Hag ball on the pitch, which we did not do last season, and that is because we didn't have a keeper who's comfortable with the ball at the back, who's proactive, who has a picture of what he should be doing with the ball before he even gets it. So the thing as to why I rate Diogo Costa more to Onana is as a shot stopper. Even in the Champions League, you go and check the videos and the stats. He's a better shot stopper to Onana. And that's what De Gea is. I think De Gea is the best shot stopper we've had in the past decade. So if you're going to lose De Gea, then we should bring a keeper who also complements that quality in that he can also stop shots. Whereas in terms of his feet movement, Onana is good, but his percentage, save percentage is not as good as Costa's. And when it comes down to it, it's all to do with distribution as well. Distribution-wise, Costa's kicking is amazing for me. Especially, it's not just long ball kicking. He kicks it meaningfully, like intentionally. He knows I'm going to pin this ball in a certain area of the pitch that is going to cause damage for the opponent. With Onana, I feel he's erratic in terms of he's an off the box goalkeeper, like a sweeper keeper, which I'm always a bit skeptical of, you know. But well, it will be exciting if we do get Onana. Still, it will be an upgrade to De Gea. I'll be excited, but you know, I'm speaking for myself. I don't know if I have a United fan out there who also feels what I'm saying. If there's a United fan out there who will watch this video and actually thinks that Diogo Costa would have been a better choice to replace De Gea, please drop a comment there. And also, guys, also just, you know, if you're following the drift, you know, you can subscribe here. But in the coming days, it will be interesting to see. Like I said, Sato possibly De Gea might not be a United or a United player, but there's also a possibility, slight though, that he might still be a Manchester United player. It will be interesting to see if he's going to be a United player. Then what happens? Does he stay on as a number 2? So are we saying next season it's going to be a case of us rotating? If it's Onana playing Premier League, De Gea playing Champions League, or De Gea just earning huge sums of money and not playing any major role? So those are the decisions that Man United need to be addressing at the moment, and they need to address as soon as possible before the preseason starts. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Like, generally, comparatively, to me, both Costa and Onana, they are good goalkeepers, okay? But for me, Onana is a complete goalkeeper, and nobody's 100%. Everybody, to all of us, you must have a shortcoming. Like, you cannot be perfect. But to me, he's a all-rounded keeper, and for you to be rated among the top keepers, you must have some qualities, okay? And if you've done your research, if you've watched this guy, if you are all over, like, if you are keen enough, you can tell that he's good with the shot stopping, reflexes, and he has a very nice touch on goal distribution. Onana, I'm talking about Onana. Okay. Okay, let me finish first. Yeah, so to me, he is the one, okay? And I think for even Ten Hag to go for him, there's something about him. I'm not saying that Costa is not worth it. He's a nice one. But at some point, you just have to weigh your options. And I know it's, even to him, even to the recruitment team, there's some hard decisions you may be forced to. You have to weigh the situation and come up with a solution. So right now, I think Onana is the solution. And let's see how it goes. So far, I think chances of getting him we are at 90%, if not 85%. Yeah. Okay. About De Gea, we have an issue here, and it's all over again. It's on the papers. Like, there's information doing around, like, De Gea was given a contract, he signed, but the club didn't sign their part. So the question is, if we are 100% on Onana's case, Ten Hag also made it clear to Tom Heaton that he's not going anywhere this summer. And I think that's enough. It's communicating. The writing is there. It's so loud and bold that it's time for De Gea to hit the road. I don't know what you think about it. I don't know how you're feeling about it. Okay.
Sorry for rushing you, if I might interject. Yes, we know De Gea, he himself knows that it's time for him to hit the road, because he can't be what Ten Hag demands him to be. He's not a ball carrier from the back keeper. He's a shot stopper keeper. He's the old school type of keeper who was just meant to save the goal for us, prevent the ball from getting into the net. That was the number one primary, but football has evolved. That was the number one primary job for a goalkeeper. But we're in a new age of football, whereby footballers, even as a keeper, you should be a footballer. So that means you have to be very good with your feet, something which De Gea is not. What I'm saying is De Gea knows that his time was up. He has known. It's just that the way we are going about it, if we are a club that is serious and a club that had a plan and a club that had a clear roadmap as to what we need to be doing in the market, yeah, in terms of bringing in the necessary required quality player that Ten Hag wants to, that can carry out his instruction and have the team playing in the way he wants, then surely you can say to me that we are just 48 less hours away from having a keeper who has served us for the better part of a decade.
Yeah, 12 years.
You see, he has been a long-serving servant. Then, whatever propaganda that is behind a club the size of Manchester United should not be allowing such a thing. So that's disrespectful in the first place, which shows we already touched on it. The upper levels of authority at Manchester United are not footballing people for sure. But whatever reason there might be, probably sijui, haujui, hatujui, maybe behind the scene probably kuna kitu kimefanyika. It just doesn't seem right for me. It does not, the way the guy is living. But the thing is, it's a bittersweet thing. It's bitter because it's disrespectful the way we're going about it. But it's sweet because, well, at least we're going to get someone in now for sure who will carry out what Ten Hag wants from his keeper. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I think that's the reality. And we just have to come in terms with it. Because in the long run, we have to let go of De Gea for us to go somewhere. Because with a keeper like De Gea, we are not going to do good next season. Because even last season, okay, he did save. But also, he did help our opponent to score against us. And we conceded so many goals. That's why, like, okay, we were number 3, but what was our goal difference? Yeah, I think that should communicate. And now we have the answers despite everything which is going on. Yeah, it's disrespectful on how he's living eventually, finally, because he has served us for 12 years. 12. Yeah, we are supposed to have him as a club legend. But, okay. Yeah, that's the situation. Let's move on to the next position where we have a deficiency and we are supposed to do something meaningful. And yeah, center half. Don't talk about Maguire. Maguire is on the list of those who are going to dispose of. So I don't want to discuss about him. And okay.
Let me steal the mic. She doesn't want to speak about Maguire.
Speak about Maguire for God's
And
sake.
she's the same person who has just uttered the words, it's time De Gea finally leaves Manchester United. What type of disrespect? She's also part of the problem. It's finally time Maguire leaves Manchester United. It's not finally time for De Gea. We can have De Gea as a number 2, earning as whatever amount. It doesn't hurt us. It's none of our concern whatever amount De Gea earns at Man United, even if he doesn't kick a ball. Phil Jones was earning however much and he was not playing. The thing is, Maguire is the one who should not be belonging. He should not be here. I don't understand. What is he still doing? You said we have deficiency in defense, and he's the weak link of all the center halves we have. He's the weak link. Why is he here? Still, that's the problem. We need to get rid of him, and if we do, that means we should bring in someone to replace him, and we should get rid of Maguire. That's just the end all and be all of things. He should go. When? I hope soon. Because that means as soon as he leaves, then that means the sooner we get someone in. The reason why I'm saying soon is because with Maguire still there, that has prohibited us from bidding for Min-jae, who was going to Bayern Munich, confirmed. That's a loss. That player would have been a Man United player if Maguire had packed his Virago back to wherever, I don't know where he will go. No. So as long as he's out of Old Trafford, okay, let me dial it back. I don't hate Harry Maguire. I was one of those fans who was posting Maguire on his WhatsApp statuses, praising him, the wall of match. It just hasn't worked out though. Whatever happened, he started out well until I remember when we made him captain. There was no one opposing it. Whatever changed, he himself knows. But we can't continue carrying him along. It's time for change, and he's slow. He's good on the ball, yes, but he's reactive. He's not proactive. He's not Lisandro Martinez. He's not a character who galvanizes that defense, and leads them to battle.
Yeah.
He's not even a captain material.
Yeah.
You can see how passive he is as a captain. So what are we having Maguire still in the team for? I think it would have been great if we actually have been more quick in getting rid of him so that we could bring replacements in. Min-jae is gone. He would have been the best replacement. Now, that leaves us with limited options to bring in if he does leave. Pau Torres was a name that we were being touted with under David Moyes, even last season, before we got Lisandro Martinez. So Pau Torres was a name was actually functioning. If we did let Maguire go, he would have come in. He's a better player than Maguire. He's gone to Villa. Aston Villa, imagine getting Pau Torres. He's a better Pau Torres with Mings, that's the better defense with Maguire compared to Maguire being in that position as a starting player. So yeah, for me, I'm passionate about it. We need to sort out this Maguire conundrum. We need to get rid of Maguire and bring in a center half of quality Who that is going to be, having lost, for me, 2 targets, 2 names that we have been linked with is a mystery, but I'm sure there is a better centre half out there, better than Maguire. You guys can drop a name there in the comments.
Okay, so far, who is left? Who is our target? Who are we going after?
In defense.
Yep. Do you have anybody? Do you have a target right now?
Yeah, well, I'm reading. There are rumors. There are quality centre halves out there, but they're limited in terms of Skriniar is out of the market. He's going to PSG. He's expensive. There, outside the ones that I've mentioned, like I said, that you are being linked with, that are no longer available, there are those still out there that we can get, like of Bastoni of Inter Milan. He's young. He's
23 years old.
yeah, he reads the game so well, better than Maguire. He's imposing. If you watch the final, I think City were not cutting through Inter Milan that much. So that shows if the kid is 23 and is putting in a solid performance in a Champions League final, that shows he can be a worthy player to come into the squad and possibly push Martinez and probably cover in for Varane. Varane is an injury-prone player. So mind you, we need to be going into the market thinking and aiming to bring in a player in that position, at centre half, who's not just going to be a rotational player, who should be in our back of our heads thinking, oh, he can start too. If we start Varane and Martinez, then having him in the bench, you have, noises, So that should be our aim. Why is that? See what City have done in that defense. They have Stones, Diaz, Ake, Akanji. These are 4 stellar quality defenders, and they're versatile, and they're rotational, and they all play as a unit. For us, we only have Martinez and Varane, and Lindelof, who came good at the latter stages of the season last year. But then we have Mr. Harry, who, when he plays, he becomes a problem. He's not an upgrade. He's not a player who comes in and say he's going to possibly. The player who's injured, who's in the first team, will not be worried if Maguire plays. So we need a player who, when he's in that first team, will be worried if he misses a game and have a player replace him. That's the type of competition we need to bring back at Man United. So wale wadau ambao mumeiva kwa kuchambua transfer zaidi, please toa tu jina kali hapo kwenye comment ambao waona tuwafaa tumfuate, ambao tukimfukuza Maguire tuende tulete. But for me, Maguire should go. We should bring in another quality centre half if we're going to build a team that can compete.
Okay. Okay, this is what I meant by I don't want to talk about Maguire, because up to this moment,
Unapenda.
no, I don't. Okay, I don't want to say that I don't like Maguire, but the only memories I have of Maguire are bad memories. Okay, first, the best thing a team can do, or the best thing that can happen to a football club, is having your captain to be a defender, like a defender who is now the club's captain. I think that's very bold. And any team having a defender as their captain, because first you have to be charged with the role of leading the defensive line. But you saw how Maguire was like. I think his football IQ kidogo iko chini, but I don't want to talk much about him in that manner. But it's high time. It's high time, and I'm glad that he appeared on that list of people we had to get rid of. Plus, if you're aware, for us to buy, for us to do better in the market, we have to sell. So he's among those we are going to sell. He's among those we are going to get rid of, and that's it. So according to the discussion we are having today, we are going to look for a defender, and that's a task that the recruitment team, I know they're up to the task and they're doing better. And there's no much qualities like you have to possess, like some traits you're supposed to have to show that you are a good defender. Defending, it's all about structure and how you organize yourselves, as how you communicate between you guys. Okay, you see how you organize yourselves, how you communicate, how you coordinate, like the structure. It's all about that. But the moment you're having weak links between your one, then it's all down. It's all not going to add up. So guys, that's enough with the defenders, and let's go to the next position. Like, we feel like we really need to do something about it, and that's, I think, we're going right straight away to the midfield. Yeah, we have a deficiency, a very big deficiency, and I think, like, for this summer we really have to get to be specific. Personally, I think we need a holding midfielder, and we've had a varieties of people, like those who are eyeing, like for the first, when the summer started, we were on De Jong case, but unfortunately, I don't see if it's happening. I don't know if we should visit it again, or we should just leave it at there and focus on some. What do you think? Should we go back? Should we revisit his case?
No. Unajua mtu ambaye ana maringo, but I think De Jong alikuwa na maringo last season. He was the number 1 target when Ten Hag arrived. but he never showed enthusiasm, he never showed interest of coming to Old Trafford. So I think it's ni kama tu demu ambao amekutema. Kwa nini ujilazimishe kwake bana? Umemtongoza, umemnunulia maua, umemnunulia nguo, dera nini, afu kwambia kwa demu wako kisha dakika 90 umeona amekuta. Sasa haina haja, tuache kujaibisha. Unaona, acha tusonge. There are other names out there better than De Jong, I feel. That we can go for. I'm disappointed that for me the name that we had to go for that in place of De Jong for me was Rice. Unfortunately, I'm in the Gunners, so he's a goner for me. I think Rice tutamsahau in the next 2 seasons. I mean, bad move. bad move.
What do you mean
Aye,
bad move?
bad move.
That's a plus.
He sat somewhere thought that going to Arsenal is an upgrade from West Ham. Aye,
We are not agreeing on
aye. But anyway, yeah, he should have been patient. Patience pays bana. Angengoja take over ifanywe, pesa ikue, angekuja Man U. Yes. Lakini sasa yeye pressure anyway. Good. I don't want to say good luck to him because I never wish good luck for Arsenal. That's just fact. Arsenal bana hakuna vile. Anyway, hisi Arsenal. I'm talking about defensive midfielders for Manchester United, and Rice was the one that we should have gone for, but he's not longer available. So that's the end of that. We need someone of the same caliber and quality as Casemiro who can slot in there or even play alongside him. Maybe, who knows? So that actually brings us back to Mount. If we get a quality defensive midfielder, we can't bench Casemiro. He's a hero. Yeah. That means he plays alongside Casemiro. Then that means there's only one room left in that midfield, because we've seen Ten Hag plays with the midfield 3, whether it be a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. He plays with 2 and a 10 and wingers. So 2 meaning the new signing we had to get, meaning that partners with Casemiro, meaning that's only one room for 10. So we put Mount there ahead of Bruno? No. So are you telling me then is Mount, like I asked earlier, is he going to be a first team? Is he going to be sporadic? Is he going to be rotational? That's why I'm a little bit underwhelmed. And that's why I say we still have a lot more to do. And this defensive position, midfield position, has a lot of bearing on what Mount's role is at Man United. If we do get a quality signing, for example, if we had a defensive midfield signing of De Jong and he plays alongside Casemiro, then you only see Bruno Fernandes joining that midfield, and that makes the complete set. So that means then Mount and Eriksen on the bench, which is quality still, but we just spent 60 odd million on Mount. So have we bought a player who possibly will be on the bench or just a sporadic player? But anyway, we've bought quality. So that's Ten Hag's headache to worry about. Caicedo is a player for me. If I'm Man United, I'd still be pursuing. I think if I have Caicedo and Mount, for me, that's a very beautiful bit of business, but I can't see that happening anyways. Other names out there, probably Ugarte from Sporting, who is also being linked with, who I've read is also being linked to Chelsea. Caicedo, coincidentally, is also being linked to Chelsea. So I'm actually expecting in the coming days Caicedo to be a Chelsea player, because I feel like us signing Mount, it will also, I think, inadvertently facilitate the transfer for Caicedo to Chelsea, because Caicedo is expensive, more expensive than Mount. He's upwards the range of 80-90 million. So can we see us getting to that level of money to sign Caicedo? I don't see. Ugarte is cheaper, dynamic, tenacious, aggressive, but is not Premier League proven. That's something you should always consider when you're going for players, especially in that position. There are other names out there that we can go for, but for me, I would have preferred Moises Caicedo still, even as much as we've bought Mason Mount.
Okay. So far, the only available player is Ugarte. Like, is the only one remaining among those we've been linked with. So let's see what the scouts and the team will blah 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 do. Now there's a major deficiency. Okay, there's a major deficiency, and that's the striker. Okay, to so many United fans, like, ideally we thought maybe the first signing that we can make, that's about a striker. Like, we really need to get a striker. And according to so many people, and according to me personally, I think that should have been our priority. Okay, so I think that's also one of the factors that many people are considering when they're saying that Mount is not what we needed and stuff. Mount is just a good player, but how prominent is the signing? Okay, so according to so many people, I've read the comments, and to me personally, I think we should have gone through this according to some order, like logic. We start from the toughest challenge we're facing, then we narrow down to what we really need much. And in this case, having to go to the market to get a striker is a prominent deficiency that we have, and we should have considered that, even though we are on that case. So first, we have so many names that we've been linked to. We have Kane, we have Ramos, we have who else?
Yeah, we have yeah, we need a center forward. We have strikers at Man United. I think Rashford last season was amazing, got to 30 goals. So yeah, Martial has had potential to be one of the best players in the world. Unfortunately, he hasn't lived up to that. But Ten Hag has touched on him making us play better when he's in the team. So that means he's of quality. And yeah, so we do have strikers, but we don't have a nine. We don't have a goal scorer, a finisher, a Robin van Persie, a Teddy Sheringham, a York, a Cole, a Babatov. That's the type of player we need now. Who can, for me now, really crown the jewel that Ten Hag is trying to build. Yeah, so many names have been thrown out there. For me, I'd say I'd lay a scale from 1 to 10 of whom I think is likely. We've had Osimhen being mentioned. We've had Gonzalo Ramos being mentioned. We've had Colomwani, the French striker. Another name that has been thrown out there is Holland. I'm finding it quite difficult to pronounce his name. It's not Haaland, it's Holland or something. This young striker is making waves, in football at the moment. So he's another name being thrown up there. And of course, the number one primary target that we all know is Harry Kane. So if I'm to say from a scale of 1 to 10 for all those players I mentioned, I think the least likely player to come to United for me is Victor Osimhen because of that price tag. I think that price tag is heavy. Gonzalo Ramos is one that also I know when you've opened your tabloids read about. He's looking like the one that will go for, in my opinion, because like I'm to touch with Kane, and I've already touched on I've touched with Osimhen. There's news coming from Benfica that the sporting director of Benfica has actually lowered the asking price for Ramos to kind of bait United into bidding for him. So in essence, Benfica it's either they're desperate for cash or they're just more than willing to let go of a player who supposedly is valued at over 60 million. So yeah, that can happen. Ten Hag seems to be interested. So we have to trust in Ten Hag. So if it is really indeed Ten Hag taking a liking in Ramos, then yeah, let's hope for the best. He seems more likely for me. So I'd give him out of a 10, probably a 6. That deal could happen. Yeah, I really think that can happen. Ramos could be the striker signed at Old Trafford. Lastly, Kane. Kane is the one. He's the one that Ten Hag really, really, really needs and wants. He fits the profile completely well. With Kane, what Kane will add to United is a focal point and someone who is a pure goal scorer, out and out goal scorer that guarantees 30 Premier League goals. Bam. So he's also experienced. He's England captain. All that goes hand in hand with why Harry Kane is the primary target for Ten Hag. Last season our attack was not that bad, but you felt like we depended so much on Rashford for goals. So we need to diversify that those options whereby you have Kane chipping in, Rashford chipping in, hopefully Anthony improves next season, chips in with goals. In that way, and have a solid defense with a new defensive midfielder and a new centre half to play alongside either Martinez or Varane. I think that will point towards an improved season. So we have to be careful that Tottenham don't lead us into the De Jong saga or into the latter stages of the window, being confused, and then we end up signing Igalo on loan. I'd hate that to happen. So we need to address it as quickly. If Kane is out of reach, sign someone who will do the job. Yeah, for me, yeah, that will be the way to go.
Okay, guys. Is there something that we've not tackled so far?
Yeah, we can talk for football, Man United forever. I think we can't stop. But yeah, for that, I think that's just about what is to be touched on in regards to transfers at the moment. But for me, the main big transfer activity that can happen is the selling of Manchester United out of Glazers' hands. That's the one which I'm really looking out for. So if you're a Man United fan, stay tuned. We'll be with you all the way.
Okay. Wow. That was a nice conversation. And the end goal is just the Qatari taking over Manchester United. I think that's what most of us like. The football fraternity, Manchester United fraternity. That's what we are waiting for. So we are looking up to something great. We're looking up to something big, and up to now we are much grateful. You like our channel, subscribe. That is, subscribe to our channel, like, share. Let's get your opinion on the comment section. Let's interact. Let's talk football, because that's what United Goal is all about. Thank you for being with us. Let's meet again on our next episode on United Goal. Thank you and have a good night.